The man received a phone call and his face instantly turned grim. The doctor told Carter he had cancer and less than a year to live. While staying in the hospital, Carter met Edward, a wealthy man. They watched each other struggle through the pain of chemotherapy and bonded through their shared suffering. Carter had once written a bucket list but later threw it away. Edward's assistant found it and gave it to him. Seeing items like help a complete stranger for the good and laugh until I cry, Edward commented that they were too simple. He added his own wishes, like skydiving and kiss the most beautiful girl in the world, and suggested they complete the list together. Carter agreed. They started with skydiving. Carter, terrified of heights, resisted every step until Edward pushed him out of the plane. Afterward, Carter drove the sports car he'd always loved, and the two raced down a track with excitement. They went on to travel the world, enjoying stunning views from first class in France, going on safari in Tanzania to see lions and zebras, and visiting the pyramids in Egypt. Along the way, they opened up about their personal lives. Edward spoke about being estranged from his daughter. Carter then pulled out the list and added a new item: reconnect with your daughter. But Edward, stubborn as ever, crossed it out. The two argued. As their journey neared its end, Carter secretly arranged with Edward's assistant to bring him near his daughter's home. But Edward wasn't ready. He lashed out in anger, tore up the bucket list, and they parted on bad terms. Not long after, Carter collapsed at home and was rushed to the hospital. Edward came to visit and learned that the cancer had spread to Carter's brain. Surgery was the only option. Before the operation, Carter pulled out a piece of paper explaining the coffee Edward always drank, kopi luwak, was actually made from beans passed through a civet. They both burst into laughter, laughing until they cried. Carter then pulled out the taped-up bucket list, crossed off laugh until I cry, and handed it to Edward, telling him to complete the rest. Carter didn't survive the surgery. Edward eventually decided to finish the list. He knocked on his daughter's door. Instead of the argument he expected, she had already forgiven him. Even more unexpectedly, he met his granddaughter. He hugged and kissed her, checking off, kiss the most beautiful girl in the world. At Carter's funeral, Edward reflected on how Carter had helped him, so he crossed off, help a complete stranger for the good. Carter had helped him find happiness again. A few months later, Edward passed away as well. His assistant brought both of their ashes to the Himalayas and buried them at the summit. The final item on the list, witness true friendship, was gently crossed off.